Another day, another chance, another way, another dance. Today, I'll be discussing to you all about, just like a reiteration of like lesson three for you, unit one. So, obviously, my previous video, I did do lesson three, unit one, with a navigator by the name of Tabo. Otherwise, due to like some technical difficulties, such as, the screen actually stalling, I don't think anybody was able to see the actual execution of my lesson three. I'm sorry about that. That was a very mid mistake. However, in this video, I will be going over, a lesson three. I will be like doing, reiteration of that, like reworking, my steps for it. Except this time, pretty much be a case of me, actually having having done everything properly in regards to like the functionality of it, so the screen be working and everything will look the way that it will need to look. So, further ado, let's get to this and let's go. Right, so let's do this, man. And then preview. So let's go. So obviously, for lesson three, we have something called recipe connection. Right, so recipe connection, right? I'll actually reference, the textbook. I won't freestyle this thing, man. I'll use the textbook actually. Right, so obviously, right, so let's go here. Create a Node.JS module, right? So obviously, this is just going over like the logistics of like how to create a Node.js module. So in order to have what I have here, what I do is, I do node .js, right? And then what happens is I do like npm initial. So I pretty much initialize all my details and everything that I need. So npm initial, right? Oh, my set execution policy has been disabled on my computer. So set execution policy npm initial. Oh, damn, no, cancel that. I was actually doing on my recipe connection, but let me do it. Wait, never mind. What am I doing, man? What am I doing? So, yeah, set execution policy. But that part's for me. npm initial, and then yeah, just npm initial. Package name recipe connection. That's my package name version. Git repository blank. Keywords blank. License blank. So okay. Okay, yes. So obviously my it pretty much initializes, my right. It pretty much initializes my Node.js application, right, in a way that actually includes my package.json file to define the properties of that project. This file lives at the root level of your project. Typically, this file is where you specify the version of your current release, the name of your application, and the main application file. This file is important for an npm to save any packages to Node community online. To get started, create a folder called recipe underscore connection. Navigate to your project directory in terminal and use the npm initial command to initialize your application. You'll be prompted to fill out the name of your project, the packaged version. So obviously, this file is important for npm to save any packages to the Node community online. So obviously, you got package.json, right? So that's what it does. So just package.json. What happens is it gives you like node modules. So node modules is pretty much the biggest node library in the world. So it pretty much stores all your packages and etc. But that's for another time. What we need to focus on is being able to save our package. You know being able to save our package, right? So you can save any packages to the node community online. To get started, create a folder called recipe connection. Navigate to your project directory in terminal and oh my goodness, use the npm initial command to initialize your application. You'll be prompted to fill out the name of your project, the application's version. Okay, I'm actually like, I'm regurgitating, oh wait, why am I using that word? I'm pretty much, going over what I spoke about before. But the, what we need to do is we need to like create a package.json to be able to like save our packages, to the Node community online, right? So npm initial, what I did just now, right? And then after that, we need to install a package in the terminal. We need to install like as a starting point for saving mention, application configurations and packages. So this, package.json, it saves, and manages application configurations and packages, and you should be able to install cities by navigating to your project folder in terminal and running the following commands: npm install cities dash dash save, npm install cities dash dash save. After you run this command, your package.json gets in dependencies section, reference to cities, package installation, and version as shown. The following listing. So obviously package.json is installed. So that's what happens, package.json is installed, right? Then this dash dash save flag saves the city's package as a dependency for this module. Check your package.json now to see how the packages and dependencies. Because your node modules folder will grow, I recommend that you don't include it when you share the project. Okay, code online. Anyone who downloads the project, however, can enter npm install and install all the project dependency lists on this file. So package log.json. So obviously, package.json, it includes modules cities, the node modules have a sign, and then node modules low dash. Right. So obviously, this package.json is used in such a way that it actually saves, our stuff, saves our info, saves, everything that we've got. You know what I mean? Pretty much saves stuff. Right. It pretty much saves all our modules and all our node modules for our cities, average signs, and Lodash. So as you can see, this has been saved, that has been saved, all of that has been saved. So I mean, that's pretty much saved, man. So so that's been saved. So that's what it is, man. I mean, yeah. So let's run this. Let's do this. Let's knock down this kickstand. So obviously, main.js zip code, that state abbreviation NY latitude 40.746, to negative 73.977, city New York, state New York. Then use strict. Obviously, use strict is pretty much a command that computer sets in our terminal so that enforces clear syntax and prevents the use of undeclared variables and helps catch common JavaScript errors. So let's let's do this stuff. So let's do this. So let's run debug and then yeah. So obviously we've got our variables called cities. And then you can let variable called my city equals cities.zip underscore lookup. Then cause a log my city. Right, so import cities Node.js modules which provides data about cities such as location, postal codes, and then related geographic information that let my city, and then console log city. Obviously got my direct name, city is exports, my city require this and etc. So that's what we have. Right, so I exit that code and then let me run this. So debug, let me get my debug console and then what I'll do is let me enter my shell, my node shell. This is optional. What I'm typing up just now is optional, so that's optional. So that and paste. You strict, right? Okay. Yada yada yada. So I pretty much installed my code. As you can see, use strict, right, has been logged in. The command logs use strict has been ran, meaning that enforces clean assigned text and prevents the use of undeclared variables. And enables strict mode, forces clean assigned text. And then etc. so on and so forth. And then it comes log my city. Obviously, we've got the same thing as we had before when I just typed in node main.js, gave me this, except this has been done in my shell. And also, I took all this code and just pasted it in my shell as well. So, I mean, so yeah, that's what it is, man. Yeah. So obviously console log my city. Console log is a command that you run in which, console, it just has, the different properties for the command. Logs in, logs is a method, right? Outputs a message to the console. The console is the terminal. Then let variable my city, is the run that's thing that's been run or ran. So console the properties log, the method, and then my city is the variable. Let variable. The reason why it's like then the let variable. So that's what it is, man. And yeah, let variable. You know. So that's what it is, man. And then yeah. So just pretty much let my cities just look up code, variable cities, require cities. So obviously this what that does is imports the cities node.js module. So it requires cities, it requires this module, this folder within our node, this cities module, right? The cities node.js module. Then what that does is it takes my cities and makes sure that it equals to cities.zip lookup, which is a method from cities module to look up information for the zip code 10,016. So this zip code is for like New York City. Because I log my city logs the resulting city information like city name, state, and country. So just logs it in our terminal or our logs it in our terminal. Right, so comes and log my city. So I mean that's what it is. So yeah. So as you can see here, object function, 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 then dot log, you know, function log, console dot log, then my city. Then as you can see, my zip code state abbreviation, I had too long to city state. Right. So let's go on to the next, you know. So let's go on to the next one. So obviously, for the next one, I got add. So I could add, right? So let me add a comment to this. Come on, ChatGPT. So obviously, I'm gonna implement ChatGPT, right? I'm a partner. So obviously, what my navigator would have done. Obviously, all the navigation that you wanted, was in my previous video on the same chapter. So what he would have asked was, I would have asked him to help explain to me, everything that needs to be explained in regards to like my code and etc. So I would have asked him to have help me with that. So please add comments to my code explaining and deducing everything in my code. Everything, everything in my code. So that's what happens. And yeah. And yeah, I mean that's what happens, man. And then yeah. So that so I just added, you know, so I just added comments and let me add like comments to that too, man. Do the same and then ChatGPT, please do the same thing for this code. So yeah, that's what it is, man. So let me go to my add code. My add code, right? Okay, so the exports object allows this function to be accessible from other files when this module is imported using require. For example, constant math equals require, dash this, then then you call math dot add number 3 dash 5 exports add number equals x dash y equals to or greater than, then x and y parameters inputs passed into the function, and then the arrow function syntax x dash y equal to or greater than, curly brackets dot dot dot, So this is like etc. Defines a concise function expression. Then a variable named answers declared using let, which means it can be reassigned later if needed. The variables it stores the result of adding x and y. So this variable x plus y, pretty much stores the result of adding x and y. The console log method, right? It prints the output to the terminal. Here are template literal, right? Inside the here a template literal string enclosing backticks is used. You know, so yeah, so that's what it is. Inside the template literal variables can be inserted using variable name. The result message then looks like 3 plus 5 equals 8. This prints a user-friendly representation of the addition operation. So yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Right. So yeah, I debugged my code there. So let me go back. Node. Right. When the world did I do there, man? Right. So I got that. Did JS. Right. So in our terminal, we ran our shell, our node shell. So this exports at number, you know, this exports object allowing allows this function to be accessible from other files when this module is imported using require. Then we could add a variable, right, so that we can actually log it onto our console via our console log function. At a let variable x plus y, then which is answer, then that equals answer. So that's what we do, man. So take this, right, paste it in. But you know what I did, man? I actually CD'd the wrong file. That's why I did. I just CD'd the wrong file. So let me just like CD the right one. That let me do that. CD the right one, and then yeah. Node. Okay. Flippers, man. What did I just do? Also, oh, oh man, that was very clever of me. You know what happened? So this just exports, exports dot add number. I need to go over to print addition and actually, you know, import it so I'll be able to print add number. So that's what I feel so smart, bro. I feel very smart, man. So that's what I was supposed to do. Okay, no, so no problem. So type dot help, and then this man, do I feel smart, bro? So same thing here, just run debugger. Here, what will happen here is we access the add number function that was exported from add.js using add additional add number. Additional is the imported object, and add number is probably the function on it. We call the function pass two numbers as argument 10 and 15. This will trigger the function to find add number. It'll calculate 10 plus 15, and then yeah, that's what it will do, man. So that's what happens, man. I mean, I don't know what else to say, you know. Then you got answer. It's not defined. What? I'm feel like the brightest man in the world. Thank you, ChatGPT. Thank you. So obviously, the print addition, what it does is actually prints this out. But you don't use your shell. You just go immediately to node print addition that JS 10 plus 15 equals 25. So that's what you immediately do. So print addition dot JS, and that's what happens, man. I mean, you know, so yeah, that's what happens. Then same thing with messages. Messages does the same thing. It takes your messages like your grade, yada yada yada, your grade, So what messages.js does is it just imports your message, right? It imports it or exports it actually. Terminology just exports messages, ex- exports an array of motivational messages. Any other JavaScript file cannot access this array by importing this module using constant message module equals require that slanted file name. This comments below explain common Node.js commands, and then yeah. It use strict enable strict mode, helps catch common JavaScript errors, forces cleaner syntax, and prevents the use of undeclared variables. So that's what happens, man. I mean, that's what happens, man. So that's what happens there. So messages.js just exports the messages and use strict, make sure that strict mode is enabled, and then use strict. What it does, it imports the message module so we can be able to print it out, by importing it into print messages.js. So that's what happens, man. So that's what it does, and yeah. So so that's what happens, man. You put messages at JS, you're great, you can accomplish anything, and success is in your future. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's what it is, yeah. So that's how you like. That's pretty much how you create a Node.js. That's how you pretty much create Node.js modules, and that's also how, yeah, that's how you pretty much create Node.js modules. And that's how you also import and import modules too. So that's what this chapter is all about. And hopefully, navigation wise, you can get like the navigation from like your previous from like the previous video that I did when there's like some technicality difficulties. I mean technical difficulties, and hopefully, in order for you to actually see the logistics behind what happens, you can get that, from this video. So thank you very much for paying attention to this lesson. Take care, God bless, and thank you. Bye.